Okay, this year I hit 40 years of age. I don't feel like I'm nearly 40, and I definitely don't act like I'm nearly 40, but I've always thought of age in these really linear terms. So by X age you should have done this, and by this age you should have achieved that. I mean, I've probably missed out on most of these milestones. Like, I didn't finish uni till I was 25, and I didn't really have a career path until I've really found out what I wanted to do in my mid-30s. So I've kind of ignored them a little bit. But so many of us pin what we're supposed to do to the age we are. And this all ties in with what people think of us. And I think a lot of people can really benefit from caring less about what people think of us. Now, outwardly, I probably portray myself as someone that doesn't care about what people think of me a lot of the time, but inwardly it can be absolutely crippling. So as I approach this milestone birthday that I'm not really calling a milestone, about 6 months ago I decided to plan out some things I wanted to do before I was 40, but then I quickly realised, well, why do I have to do them before I'm 40? Why can I not just do them after I'm 40? And the more I thought about it, the more I agreed with that. And I don't want to say, right, I've got to do these things before I'm 40. But what it did do is give me some really good ideas about the different things I want to do in my life and the things I want to experience that I've maybe ignored in the past because it's not me or not what people see to be me. And the first thing is to get a tattoo. So apparently when you're getting a tattoo, you don't just rock up to any old tattoo studio and say, I want a tattoo. You really need to think about the design, because this thing's going to be on your arm, leg, face forever. So I went on Instagram and I found this really cool artist whose work I like, called Dan, and I'll link to Dan's profile up here or down there. I'll link to his profile. Another really easy way to stop caring what people think about you is to walk down the street with a big camera pointed in your face. This is where we're going.
Rick?
Dan, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sweet. You alright? So it's 2 days since I've had my tattoo done, and I'm absolutely delighted with it. I'm so happy and I'm so glad that I've done it. So I'll just give you a quick show of it if I can get this on. I don't know how well the camera picked that up, but hopefully you've got an idea of what it looks like. So I kind of kept this quiet from most people. There weren't many people that knew I was going to do this at all, and nobody except my wife had seen the design beforehand, and even the design, as you saw, changed a little bit at the last minute. But I've had quite a few questions. I posted this on my Instagram and I've had a few questions on it since. So the first one was, how much did it hurt? And if I'm honest, it didn't hurt that much at all. Obviously there was a little bit of pain, but I'd describe it as kind of like a sharp electric shock. But it was amazing how quickly you just didn't realise that going on anymore. It was only the initial few minutes where I really noticed that, and then I was quite happily chatting to Dan for the rest of the appointment, and it took about 2.5 hours all in all to do the whole thing, I think. Didn't have much of a break. I just didn't feel like I needed one. Since it's been done, it's been okay. It sort of feels a little bit like sunburn's probably the best way of describing it. So if I have a shower and the hot water goes on it, it just feels a bit tingly, but it's not really been sore or itchy or anything since, unless I touch it in any way, like when I wash it. The second question was about the design and if the design means anything. And to be honest, it doesn't really. I just like the design, and I just wanted something around these 3 trees. I really like the design of the 3 trees and the birds as well. And I suppose the 3 trees in a way represent my family, my 2 kids and my wife. But the rest of it hasn't really got any meaning. But the whole thing sort of is just a reminder to me to get outside and do more stuff in the outdoors, which I really love doing, but I've kind of withdrawn from a little bit over the last 2 years when it was more difficult to do. It's also just a reminder to me just to be me and just to kind of do what I want to do, which was the whole reason for doing this now, which leads on to my next question. Are you having a midlife? That's what a couple of people asked. No, I'm not having a midlife. I don't think I am anyway. I've not ordered a sports car or done any of the other kind of cliche midlife things. I just think I've finally realised after all these years that I can do what I want and it doesn't really matter what people think. And that's probably the main message I'd give to you. If you're thinking about doing something like this, if you're thinking about having a tattoo or doing something and you're a bit unsure about it, you've got to be true to yourself. Just do the things that you want to do. Do what makes you happy. And as long as it doesn't harm anyone else, this is my arm. This is the only person I'm harming in any sense is myself. As long as you don't harm anyone else or upset anyone else in your pursuit of what makes you happy, then absolutely go for it. And I don't think there's any better way to round off this video really than just live your life being unashamedly you.